You can read the best book or watch the most educational video, but if you don't remember it, it's like trying to eat soup with a fork. Pretty useless. I mean, you might feel like you've gained all this knowledge, but the moment you need it, poof, it's gone. It's like your brain hit the delete button without asking. Luckily, it doesn't have to be this way. You can actually remember what you learn without relying on some magical brain hack like just closing your eyes, breathing deeply, and hoping the knowledge sticks. If that worked, I'd have a PhD in everything by now. So let's begin. 1. Have a desire. The best way to remember something is to actually care about it. If you don't have a genuine interest in what you're learning, your brain won't prioritize holding on to it. So, how do you create this urge to care? Start by learning about things that truly interest you or that you need in the moment. Here's an example from my own experience. When I started reading my first few nonfiction books, I just went with whatever was popular or recommended. A few weeks later, I had forgotten almost everything. But then I changed my approach. I started reading books about topics I genuinely wanted to understand. For example, I wanted to break my bad habits, so I read Atomic Habits. Yeah, I know. Such a groundbreaking, totally non mainstream choice, right? But it worked. This time, I actually remembered the material because it was something that mattered to me. Of course, there will always be things you have to learn that you don't get to choose, like in school, but whenever possible, focus on learning something that's useful or meaningful to you right now. And here's the key: make it clear to yourself how this knowledge will benefit your life. Think about the positive impact it could have, whether it's improving your personal growth or simply making your life easier. When you connect what you're learning to something that truly matters to you, your brain will see it as valuable and it'll stick. 2. Active over passive learning. Action based learning is simple. Instead of just reading or watching, you actually do something with the knowledge. Let me share a few suggestions to make it stick. Suggestion 1: apply it immediately. The first way to remember things is simple: use it. When you learn something, don't just nod and move on. Try the technique right away. Start small, but start now. Applying what you learn turns ideas into real experiences, and that sticks much better than just thinking about it. That's how I remembered Atomic Habits. I learned about things like how to design my environment, and then I immediately put it into practice. It's one thing to read it, but another to live it. Suggestion 2: practice and challenge yourself. Not everything you learn can be used in real world. Maybe you're learning something theoretical, like math. The key here is practice. Challenge yourself with problems or tasks that force you to use the information. That's basically what school does. The more you work with it, the more it sticks. I know, practicing math can feel about as exciting as watching paint dry. And let's be real, having a desire to learn math? Not exactly easy, but hey, at least you'll be able to calculate how many slices of pizza you can eat without going broke. Suggestion 3: write it down and review. Can't apply what you've learned yet? Maybe you're just not in the right setting. No problem. Write it down on a sheet of paper or in your phone. Taking notes forces your brain to engage with the material, making it easier to remember later. Plus, you'll have a cheat sheet to review when you need it. Suggestion 4: teach someone else. Another great way to really anchor what you've learned is to teach someone else. They might not get it, but you will, because explaining things in your own words helps you process and retain the information way better than just reviewing it on your own. So, to summarize all of this in plain words, stop just consuming knowledge, use it, apply it, practice it, write it down, teach it, and most importantly, care about it. Now, take a second and think, what's one thing you could do right now to make sure you remember the key points from this video? Remember, it's not about how much you learn, it's about how much you use. Knowledge only works when you put it into action. So, the next time you learn something new, don't just let it slip away like a forgotten password. Take action and make it stick. I'd ask you to subscribe. It might not fix your New Year's resolutions, but at least it's one commitment you can actually keep.